The theme of our show came out of two collaborations. One of them is with Arts at Large, and the theme of Voices of Freedom is all related to Freedom Summer, which is from 1964. You're going to learn about it today in the play and the rest of the show. But we also have a museum exhibit that we're building out in the lobby. That is going to be a part of a real museum exhibit at the Arts at Large Gallery this summer during gallery night, so the weekend of July 25th. And we collaborated with about 5 other schools in designing that museum exhibit. And so teachers, there are so many wonderful resources that come out of the Wisconsin Historical Society as far as archives related to civil rights movement. And UWM has some amazing stuff related to the March on Milwaukee in the late 60s here. So if you're interested in more of those resources, please check them out and then help us promote that exhibit this summer. And do check it out if you have time after the show today. Also, another thing you're going to hear about today is an organization called Serve to Unite. Our school became that, and again, there's about 10 schools that are involved with Serve to Unite, and one of those schools is Escuela Verde, and we were at a conference with them, and we saw a student perform, and we were amazed at what he did and his message that he has, so we invited him to become a part of our show. So you'll learn a little bit more about that organization, which is amazing, about promoting nonviolence, thinking about the words that you use and things like that. So they've got an excellent message. You'll a little bit in his rap, and that's what your pieces of paper are for. Gene Tate is the student. He's written these original raps, and he believes in raptivism or rap activism. And so he wants your feedback, and he's using that as research for his senior research project. So if you could help him out and get those surveys filled out and hand them to the Escuela Verde students in the back on your way out, they would appreciate it very much to help with your feedback on that. All right, so with that, I know we have some groups coming in, but we are going to get the show on the road. Let's go.
Welcome to Audubon High School's 4th annual spring theatrical production, Voices of Freedom. Today's show celebrates the 50th anniversary of Freedom Summer, a critical point in the history of the civil rights movement. We will explore social justice then and now through word and song. And now, let's go back in time to 1964, where everybody was dancing in the streets. are now about to see select scenes from Freedom Summer, a play about Mississippi in the summer of 1964 by William Tucker. The play tells the story of the heroic efforts of Bob Moses, who is a 26-year-old Harvard graduate, and other volunteer civil rights workers of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee who braved an incredibly violent and repressive Southern society in an effort to register voters and bring an end to second-class citizenship. At the time, the entire South was still segregated, but Mississippi was regarded as the worst, and Macomb, where Bob Moses began his efforts, was the most dangerous town in the entire state. In 1964, SNCC elected to enlist the support of mostly white Northern college students in a grand effort called Freedom Summer. About 1,000 students enlisted, and 600 eventually made it to Mississippi. They too suffered threats and beatings, and 3 of them were murdered in the first week. But the SNCC workers and student volunteers persisted, and together broke the back of Jim Crow society in what was perhaps the most abrupt and radical social transformation in American history. This play tells the story of that summer.
Morning, Caesar. How's that old meal of yours doing these days?
He done all right, sir. Showing up, he done all right.
Man, that meal be about the meanest old critter I ever seen. He could kick the paint off a barn.
Yes, sir. He done that a few times, sir. Showing up more than once.
Well, you ain't gonna bring him up near my place no more, right, Caesar?
No, sir. You won't see him around no more, sir. Showing up, you won't see him around.
All right. Y'all gonna give me 40 bells this year, right, Caesar?
40 bills? Showing up, sir. Showing up. I got the bills counted out right now.
I don't want to have to put you behind again.
No, sir. No more bond this year, sir.
All right, Caesar. Come around my place on Tuesday. I'll see you then.
Showing up, sir. Showing up.
Can I help you with something, boy?
No, ma'am. I'm just standing here.
Standing here doing what?
Just looking.
Looking at what?
Just looking.
Well, why don't you move along and find somewhere else to go look at nothing doing?
Now, Mrs. Jackson, tomorrow we're going to go down to the courthouse to see if we can get you registered. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready to do whatever you say, son.
Now, they're going to ask you a lot of questions. Your name, your age, where you live.
Well, that's no problem. I can start telling them that. That's no problem.
I know, but somehow they have a way of making it seem like a problem.
I'll do my best, son. I can show you that.
Then in the end, they're going to ask you to read and interpret a passage from the Mississippi State Constitution.
Well, I could do that too, I suppose.
Well, the Mississippi State Constitution is 4 times as long as the United States Constitution. It consists of 14 articles, 270 sections, including an article that outlaws dueling.
Oh, my. I don't know whether I can do all of that.
Don't worry. You won't have to learn the whole thing. Nobody does. What you'll have to do is just read what they give you and try to make sense of it. The clerk will have to approve anyways, so they may not let you pass even if you do it perfectly. But don't worry. If enough people like you make the attempt, we should be able to build a court case and have the law changed.
Son, I'm ready to do whatever you say.
Now, Ms. Jackson, there's one more thing. I want you to understand that you're taking a big risk here.
I understand that, son.
You may be hurt. Your house may be firebombed. You could be killed.
I know.
I could be killed.
Well, I certainly don't want you to be killed.
I'm not saying that it will happen. I just want you to understand the chance you're taking.
Well, how old do you think I am, son?
I don't know, 65, 70?
I'm 85 years old. 85 years old.
I never would have guessed.
So how many years do you think I got left in the state of Mississippi? 85 years and never had the chance to vote.
It's criminal. It violates the Constitution.
Well, don't you think I'd like to vote just once before I die?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
May I help you with something?
Mrs. Jackson would like to register to vote.
Oh, well, we don't allow nude. Let me go get my supervisor.
Nancy, how can I help you? You like to register to vote?
Yes, I would.
That's very nice. Now, we have just a few requirements. You must tell us your name, you must be able to prove residency. Do you have something you can show us to tell us where you live? A letter at home or something?
Got a letter at home I could bring in.
That's fine. You do that. Now, you must be able to prove that you are over the age of 21. Do you have a birth certificate at home somewhere?
I have a Bible.
Speak up, Auntie. I can't hear you.
I have it written in a Bible.
Bible won't do, Auntie. You'll have to go up to Jackson and get a birth certificate. Now, you must pass the literacy test, which means interpreting 3 passages of the Mississippi State Constitution to the satisfaction of the recording officer. Would you like to try now, Auntie, or would you like to wait?
She'd like to try now.
Is that right, Auntie? All right, you may begin filling out this application. There you are, Auntie. Sign it at the bottom when you're through. Can't write your name, Auntie? Sorry, we won't be able to help you today, so go back home and study up when you think you're ready.
Come around here again, boy. You're a dead man.
So, John, you're not going to sleep through law boards again, are you?
I've got 3 alarm clocks set. Anyways, I didn't sleep through them last time. I just didn't set them right.
The unconscious mind is an amazing thing, John. It's telling you you don't want to go to law school.
Yeah, but my very conscientious parents are telling me I do want to go to law school.
So tell them you don't want to go.
Yeah, try and tell my parents that.
Hey, John, how are you going to hear the president speak if you're taking law boards?
I've got it all timed. Law boards are over at noon and the president doesn't get there until 12:20. I'll just make it.
Yeah, if you get up on time. Doesn't this sound a little bit vapid? Mr. President, we support your stand on civil rights. Can't we say something a little more provocative?
Yeah, how about, hey, JFK, get off your ass and pass a civil rights bill.
What about no more racist judges?
That's not bad.
I mean, it's not like he's going to care anyway. You think the president's going to drive by and say, "Look, Jackie, are those students holding up a sign? We support your efforts on civil rights." Well, that makes me want to march right back down to Washington and give Strom Thurmond a piece of my mind.
We have to let him know he has our support. 46% of the American public already thinks Negroes are being too pushy.
46% of the American public also thinks Joe McCarthy was a god.
Are we finished yet? I have a class.
How many people are going to be at the demonstration?
The student paper said 24.
Isn't that incredible? Negroes are getting murdered in the South trying to vote, and we can't get 25 people to try and tell the president to do something about it.
They'd rather go to the football game.
It is a big game. I mean, if we win this one, we're undefeated.
I'm sure that'll look good on your law school application. Our football team was undefeated. I'm sure you'd get into Harvard.
How do you think this demonstration is going to look on your law school application?
I don't think it'll make any difference, will it? Will it?
Where are you going, boy?
I'm going to the courthouse.
No, you ain't.
Stop! You're hurting him.
Stay out of this, Uncle.
What you want to do that for? He didn't do nothing to you.
You guys stay out of this. Now look, you understand. I don't have anything against you folks. Just that I'm not gonna have these New York Negroes coming down here stirring up trouble. Am I making myself clear? Am I making myself clear? You guys watch your backs.
Are you all right, sir? Son?
I think so. I don't think anything's broken.
Come on, son. That's enough for one day. Let's go home.
No, I'm going to the courthouse. I want to talk to the sheriff.
Don't do it, son. Look, let's go home. Look, you're bleeding.
No, I'm not going back. I want to talk to the sheriff about this. I want to report an assault. I said I want to report an assault.
What'd you say, son?
I said I want to report an assault.
What seems to be the problem? Oh, look, you done gone and hurt yourself.
I was assaulted. One man. I can identify him. These people were with me. They can identify him. Who was he?
Who was it, Uncle? Speak up, Uncle! I can't hear you!
It was Mr. Jethro, sir.
Jethro? Why, he's an officer of the law. Can't see why he'd be harming anyone. Unless they did something wrong. What'd you do wrong, boy?
I didn't do anything wrong.
We'll see about that. Jethro! Jethro!
Yes, sir?
Come out here a second, will you? I want to talk to you. You two can have a seat over there on the colored bench.
Where's the telephone? I need to make a phone call.
What you need a telephone for, son?
I want to call the Justice Department in Washington.
Well, I don't think a telephone will reach that far.
Yeah, I'll bet it doesn't.
All right, Jethro, tell us what happened.
Well, look here. I was walking down, minding my own business, while this here Negro jumped me and started with me with a stick.
So what'd you do?
So I took the stick away from him and tried to arrest him like getting entitled to the law. And then, soon then, I finally got him down.
That's not what happened.
All right, that's enough for me. We're arresting you on the charge of interfering with an arrest.
Interfering with an arrest? What does that even mean?
This man's an officer of the law. He's entitled to make an arrest. You interfered with him.
But I was the one being arrested, so how can I interfere with my own arrest?
Wait here just a minute.
I was the one being arrested. It doesn't make any sense. How can I interfere with my own arrest?
All right, we're changing it to resist an arrest. Come along, don't get smart. We're going to put you before the judge.
But what about those two?
They can go home. Now look, folks, we live nice and peaceful down here, right? I didn't cause you no trouble, did I? We just can't have these uppity niggers coming down here stirring up trouble, can we? Y'all agree with me, right? Now look, folks, go home and forget about this. You, come with me. We're going to put you in the drunk tank. I bet a few of those boys want to shorten up their sentence by knocking some sense into you.
I can't believe all this is going to end in a month.
I thought college would last forever.
It did seem that way when we started, didn't it?
I remember the first week we were here, my parents dropping me off. They kept buying me things, notebooks, lamps, slide rules. I finally told them, look, you can go now. I'm ready to be on my own. I couldn't wait to get started.
Do you realize we've been in school all of our lives?
Since 5 years old.
I can remember my mother taking my sister to kindergarten. I was 3. I was crying. I was so jealous.
Little did you know what you were getting into.
No. I love this place, don't you? But that's the problem. What do we do now?
I'm not sure law school's what I'm to do either.
The thought of going to school for 3 more years.
I'm looking at the Peace Corps.
I thought that was too moderate for you.
It's better than being a buyer at Alexander's.
Well, we'll have college degrees now, right? That ought to be worth something. Yeah, I'll make you supervisor at Alexander's.
There should be something we could do to have an effect on things. You know, like those 4 girls that got killed in that church in Alabama.
That was terrible.
There should be a way to stop stuff like that.
You become a freedom rider, get beat up at a bus terminal somewhere in Alabama.
Yes, but there should be something we could do to change things.
Well, here it goes. 1 more month, and the summer vacation of life begins.
Friends, fellow civic workers, volunteers, welcome to Western College for Women, Oxford, Ohio. Thank you for coming. We have a big job ahead of us. The Mississippi Freedom Summer Project of 1964.
Now, the name of the gang is nonviolence.
That's what Gandhi preached. It means if they beat up on you, you ain't gonna fight back. Now, I don't believe in this all the time, but when you're outnumbered 10 to 1, you don't have much of a choice. General Custer could have used a bit of this. Now, when you got a crowd beating up on you, you're gonna curl up in what we call the fetal position. Just like a little baby. You can take a lot of blows to your arms and back, but if they hit you in your head, chest, or groin, they're gonna cause some damage. You fellas know what I'm talking about.
Has anyone ever been seriously injured in the fetal position?
You don't want to hear about it, brother.
Broken bones?
Listen, let's just say if they got a tire iron, fetal position ain't gonna do you much good.
Wow.
Now, if you're ever arrested, the first thing you want to do is call the Freedom House. Get one phone call. That's the law. But just because it's the law doesn't mean the sheriff's gonna let you. There's a lot of laws down in Mississippi that no one pays attention to. You may see some people driving around in trucks with a shotgun hanging out the back window with no license plate. That's how much respect they have for the law down here.
Is there a way we can get a copy of the statute for when we get arrested?
Wouldn't do much good, brother. Most of the deputies can't even read. Now, the purpose of this campaign is voter registration, nothing else. We're not going to hold sit-ins. We're not going to integrate theaters. Some of the locals may do this, but we're going to focus on getting the vote. We believe this way we'll get the most leverage. This means taking people down to the courthouse.
Have you considered bringing a case into the federal court?
We're working on that, brother. Don't worry. But remember, Strom Thurmond appointed all those judges.
Now, the idea of the freedom schools is to give these kids the education they don't get in school. Mississippi is completely segregated. Negro schools get 1/4 the funding of the white schools. Textbooks are over 30 years old. A lot of these kids never even own a book in their lives.
Do we have a curriculum, or should we just teach them whatever we can?
Black history, folks. Nat Turner, Frederick Douglass, W.E.B. Du Bois, things they never learned in school.
I think I need to learn a little of this myself. I didn't realize how bad things were down there.
The press keeps it all very quiet.
Did you hear about the stories in the workshop? Of that one guy being burned alive? We don't hear much about that stuff.
That's part of our nation's self-respect. America doesn't want to give up this illusion that we have the greatest democracy in the world.
We are the greatest democracy in the world. I mean, we're not perfect, but we're trying.
We're trying, but not many of us. Just look around.
Those SNCC guys are incredible, aren't they? A lot of them are younger than we are.
Did you see the one with the scar down his neck? It looks awful.
He was sitting right next to Bob Moses when they shot him. They wouldn't treat him at a local hospital, so they had to take him all the way to Jackson. Why don't they talk to us?
They think we're all just a bunch of rich white college kids.
Which we are. Hey, did you guys choose your assignments?
No. Did you?
I'm going to make them. It's one of the most dangerous places.
You sure about that, Rach?
I'm putting my body on the line. You don't have to go. I'll tell you all about what I hear.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
People, in choosing your assignments, I want you to be aware of a few things. The state is basically divided into 3 categories. There are towns where there's not too much violence in the north and south, like Biloxi and Holy Springs. Then there are towns where the authorities seem to be able to switch the violence on and off, places like Yazoo City and Greenwood. Finally, there are places in the Delta where nobody has control of the violence. Macomb is the worst. I know a lot of you have parent problems. I want you to keep this in mind when choosing where to go. Now, we're going down there to achieve a defined purpose. We're going to register voters, establish freedom schools, and build community centers. And we're not going to turn society upside down. We don't want to take any unnecessary risks now. You can't just take a society that's just learning how to walk and make it jump over the Mississippi River. I don't think a lot of you are aware of the dangers you'll be facing down there. A lot of you are treating this like it's a vacation. If you're here just to meet new people, I think you should just leave right now.
What should we do?
Are you sure you want to go to Macomb?
I need to help them. I need to.
Maybe we should take his advice.
But he said it was dangerous.
I don't care. I need to change things.
People, can I get your attention? Quiet down a moment. Please, pay attention. 3 of the boys are missing. They were arrested in Philadelphia last night and were released around midnight. They haven't been heard from since. Their names are James Cheney. He's a man from Greenwood. He's been working with us since last spring. The second man, Andrew Goodman.
He was in my class.
He's a volunteer. He went down 2 nights ago. And the last, Michael Mickey Schwerner.
What?
How many roads must a man walk down before they call him a man? How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? How many times must the cannonballs before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years must a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea?
People on the march, boycotting buses. People on the march, sitting at lunch counters. People on the march to the county courthouse and then to Washington, D.C. People on the march, moving north to Milwaukee, fighting for fair housing, crossing the 16th Street Viaduct, the longest bridge in the world.
It was a well-built brick house, but Norma seemed uneasy. She checked and rechecked the address. Okay, but I wonder why there's no for rent sign up here. What worried her now? I survived Vietnam. Our daughter is healthy, 10 pounds already. We have money for rent. We'll be able to save for a down payment. Doesn't look like any Negroes on the block. Hey, it's winter. Folks are inside. We have laws now, Martin Luther King. Norma, I fought for my country. Things have changed. Right. She smiled. I walk around the car, give her a hand, help her with the baby. A white woman answers the door. "We'd like to see the flat you advertised for rent." "Yes, the downstairs unit." "Rented? Already?" "It was in this afternoon's paper." "You say what? You couldn't cancel the ad that quick?" "You're worried about what? About what your neighbors would think?" Norm and I look at each other, at our daughter, at the door closing.
My grandmother didn't want me participating. She thought I was at home. She was watching the TV that night. She sees me being thrown into a paddy wagon. I thought, I can't get arrested, and I tried to jump back out. 3 times. And 3 times, they pushed me back in. The TV camera catching all of this. If she had any doubt it was me on the first time, she knew for sure that it was me on the second and third tries. She came to get me. My grandmother did. Soon as I called her, she came to get me. She was mad, but she still came. All the way down to juvenile detention. And that was one thing she never yelled about.
People on the march, boycotting buses. No more paying up front to go to the back. No more sitting in the back. No more looking down, looking away. No more. No more.
People on the march, sitting in at lunch counters, Greensboro, Nashville, denied services. Beaten, jailed, but their spirits resist arrest. Advances.
People on the march, County Courthouse, Washington, D.C., to the Lincoln Memorial, to the Jefferson Memorial, all the way from Selma into Montgomery, Chicago into Cicero. Cicero?
History remembers the dream, forgets the nightmares. Those startled, awake, stay awake, remember, try again, march on, inspire, individual photos, moving pictures.
People on the march, moving north, moving to the heart of a young African-American woman, a lawyer, married to a lawyer, but living with negatives, blockbusting restrictive covenants.
People on the march, a young African-American man, a Marine, returned home from Vietnam, seeking a home for his family, told by the owner, "I can't rent to you. What would my neighbors think?"
People on the march, moving the heart and soul of a white Roman Catholic priest at St. Boniface Church. He listened to the Vietnam veteran. He watched the young African-American woman win election to the city council. Introduce a fair housing bill. Vote alone for that bill. Time after time after time.
People on the march, moving into the deepest fiber of the teenagers playing basketball on neighborhood playgrounds. The young adults on the street who could not find work. Not the Milwaukee of happy days, though it is that same time, that same place.
People on the march, moving history into drama.
The setting, Milwaukee, St. Boniface Catholic Church, the 16th Street Viaduct, the 15th Street Freedom House, Wisconsin Avenue, City Hall, City Jail.
The cast of characters, people young and old, black and white, powerful, challenging power, cowardly and courageous, stodgy and on the move.
The plot, wind from the south, southeast. Dreams, nightmares, closed doors, closed still. The rising action, the turning point, 200 nights of marching. People on the march.
Milwaukee, an epilogue may be in your steps. Maybe the other side of the long, expansive bridge that you think you can't cross.
Put a little love in your heart.
People on the march with love and anger in their hearts. People on the march with passion and pride. People on the march standing up for their rights. People on the march taking back who they are as a people.
First Nations, first home, first claim. So you figure because my skin is as red as the blood that you took out of my ancestors that I shouldn't be one with your society? Because I was ravenous and bloodthirsty? Because I was uncivilized? What about when you force our children to be stripped from their culture and pride from the unconditional care of their mothers and fathers, to go to a boarding school to learn your civil ways? Your ways of forcing us out of our home, the place we planted flowers, or on the bodies of the ones you scalped. We spoke a tongue that worshipped Mother Earth and respect for others, but you made us drink your language like cyanide that taught us to love your God. But how can we believe in a God when he's brought you here to strip us completely naked of everything and everyone we've ever cherished? Your blonde hair and blue eyes came in like flames in an ocean wave. It wiped out what we used to call our home, our first claim. But you people were greedy and took away what was never yours. You wanted us to worship a God that granted you manifest destiny, the right to expand your hate and crimes on our peaceful people. You took our sacred grounds and chiseled in 4 faces that screamed out, "America will conquer." But the only thing you've conquered was our right to live peacefully in what was rightfully ours. We, First Nations, live in dirt and residue of the scraps you've left behind, in the sections you've had your way with, in the land that has no life, no spirit, and no peace. So you keep that land. But one day, when we're old and gray, smoking our peace pipes around the fire pit that's ignited by our wrath and fury, we'll die and be one with Mother Earth. The earth we've tried to contain and hold its beauty. So we will and always will be First Nations, first home, first claim.
They tried to take our words, steal away our hearts underneath their imaginary shawls, their laws. No more. They tried to take away our spirit in the rock, the mountains, the living waters. They tried to take our languages, our grandmothers' pacts, our Magna Cartas for their own serfs. They raised a land and raised a constitution, declared others 3/5 a human being, snapped shackles, cut off a foot, raped our grandmothers into near-mute oblivion. They burned the sacred codices. They tried to silence a nation, tried to send the people back to the 4 corners of the world. They drew a line in the sand and dared us to cross it, try to peel off our skins. Chipetotec, our Aztec god, screaming through our indigenous consciousness. They tried to brand America into our unread flesh, skull and crossbones flying at half-mast. They tried to put their eggs into our baskets, tried to weave the native out of us with their drinks and drugs, and a culture of hook and bait and switch. They tried to take our words, give us the Spanish translation for pain, serve us the host of fallow fields on a china plate, stripped us of the germ and seed and fed us in a steady diet of disease and famine. Where is the word for tomorrow to the dead? When is our kingdom come? They claim our reclamations, our reparations, a thing of our imaginations. But I discover this truth to be self-evident. In the beginning, we were here. And I declare us here today and speaking.
What's up, Audubon? How y'all doing? All right, cool. I'm Gene the Gene, the rapping activist. I'm gonna spread a piece on sense of community. I hope y'all like it. Can I get a hand clap from everybody? Keep it going. Loud and proud. In a common unity, it is common for you to see the issues that we all believe would destroy our society. But if you hide behind the scenes, then what change do you plan to bring? Break the chain, this cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Break the chain, this cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Break the chain, this cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Break the chain, this cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Open your eyes, can't you see? We lacking community. We lacking community. We slacking cause usually we react. But as you can see, we relaxing back in our seats. So fasten your seatbelts. I'ma take you on a ride from the east to the west, north to the south side. Perspective is everything, you gotta see it from my point of view. Starting from the bottom, nothing's worse than what I'm going through. Show and tell, no, all I know is show and prove. I'm just saying rapivism for the benefit of you. Hip-hop, activism, this is how those things are fused. Been purpose for a vision, so I figured if I fuse them, I can use them to influence the young, give them proper guidance to see what they can become. But I ain't done until the cows come home. All those kids who claim they solo dolo ain't alone. Yeah, I'ma rock this lyrics in the stone. I do this for the people, we equal, so burn the throne. We equal, so I ain't trying to be better than the people where I'm from. I'm just trying to spread the word so my people know what's wrong. Lead them down the right road towards a better life because I know it's worth the fight. So I try with all my might, indigenous MCs, active activists in my community. I'm a part of that new breed, so quote me. I'll show you how to lead by example. This music isn't a scandal. Got some business to handle. In a common unity, it is common for you to see the issues that we all believe would destroy our society. But if you hide behind the scenes, then what change do you plan to bring? Break the chain, this cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Break the chain, this cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Break the chain, this cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Break the chain, this cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Open your eyes, can't you see? We lacking community. You see, I'm proud of where I'm from, I'm proud of where I stand. The things that I've encountered are what makes a better man. So I'm who I am, I acknowledge who I can. So I might just shout out to who's proud to be my fan. Yeah, I'm much more than an MC. So if the stage ain't for me, I do some of these few things. Write a book or go for a degree in architecture. Rebuild all of MKE or go to college just to lecture, just to spread my word of knowledge. Just call me professor, just to let you know how I live, so this world don't get you caught up in the wrong garden. Parting the forbidden fruits, I'm parting ways with my past since I made mistakes in my youth. I'm on a new path and seeking forbidden truths. I'm looking on the map and I'm noticing hidden roots, but I'm living with no regrets for the things that I didn't do. Never stop to second guess because contemplation ain't cool. In a common unity, it is common for you to see the issues that we all believe would destroy our society. But if you hide behind the scenes, then what change do you plan to bring? Break the chain, the cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Break the chain, the cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Break the chain, this cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Break the chain, this cycle isn't helping us learn a thing. Open your eyes, can't you see? We lacking community. Thank you.
People on the march, coming out and into the light. People on the march, finding their own voice, not silencing others in the process. People on the march, standing up for freedom, not just for some, but freedom for all. People on the march, being a bridge to unite their community.
Some people think that they can tell when somebody is gay, as if we give off some sort of stench or something. And I can see it now. Dude, what's that smell? Oh, it's gay. Let's go over there. It's like they think they have some sort of gaydar or something. Oh, you're gay? Wow, I must have turned off my sensors. Maybe the batteries went dead. Well, if that's the case, you should make your way on over to Radio Shack, because I heard they're having a sale. I am so tired of people in denial. You, gay? No, you're way too nice to be gay. Yeah, you're totally right. I mean, what a silly little idea of mine. Me, gay? Never. I still remember the day I told my mom. She got all pasty and she looked like her entire world was over, and I had to laugh. I put on the most serious face that I could muster, and I said, Mom, it's okay. In a few years, we won't need sperm. There'll be a substitute for it. Artificial, probably. Which is better, you know, less work for the boys. But that did not help her cope with the situation. My dad, he just sort of sat and stared, you know. He looked hurt, as if I had done it on purpose. As if when I was a little girl, I told myself I was going to grow up, become a lesbian, just to hurt my parents. I mean, obviously, that's how it happened. I was bitter from the age of 5, and I wrote a mission statement for the rest of my life about how I was going to be a lesbian to hurt my parents. When I turned it into my teacher, she put on a smile, gave me a happy face sticker, and told me it needed to be colored. It's as if the world isn't already overpopulated enough, and with straight people too. At least, if the world was overpopulated with homosexuals, it would be stylish. Hotel rooms wouldn't have ugly paintings and awful wallpaper. Schools wouldn't have those terrible curtains, and people wouldn't wear clothes that had less personality than a bagel. Children would wear hand-painted clothes, and teenagers would not wear shirts that said juicy or girly girl. I just want people to understand that I am human. I do not hate my parents, and I am not rebelling against all that I have ever been told. Sure, I go to the ballet, but that doesn't mean I am the image of all that is wrong with today's society. When I go grocery shopping, I use coupons. If I had kids, I would carpool, and if I didn't think your daughter was so beautiful, I might even date your son. So don't look at me like I crawled out of some hole, because I didn't. I came from the same exact place you did, and don't try to tell me that I am not gay, because if I'm not gay, then what's that smell?
Because women's work is never done, and is underpaid or unpaid, or boring or repetitious, and we're the first to get fired. And what we look like is more important than what we do. And if we get raped, it's our fault. And if we get beaten, we must have provoked it. And if we raise our voices, we're nagging bitches. And if we enjoy sex, we're nymphos. And if we don't, we're frigid. And if we love women, it's because we can't get a real man. And if we ask our doctor too many questions, we're neurotic and or pushing. And if we expect childcare, we're selfish. And if we stand up for our rights, we're aggressive and unfeminine. And if we want to get married, we're out to trap a man. And if we don't, we're unnatural. And because we still can't get an adequate safe contraceptive, but man can walk on the moon. And if we can't cope or don't want a pregnancy, we're made to feel guilty about abortion. And for these and lots of other reasons, we are part of the women's liberation movement.
Yo, some advice for everybody out there. You gotta be smooth, slowly moving on our visions. We never take a day off, we about our business. We trying to make this a better place, begin to live in. We making music that's not abusing. Whoever's listening gotta be smooth, slowly moving on our visions. We never take a day off, we about our business. We trying to make this a better place, begin to live in. We making music that's not not abusing. Whoever's listening gotta be smooth. Anti-violence flow, but my punchlines vary. Rappers leave me less convinced than a blind saying Bloody Mary with the lights off 3 times in the mirror. Wipe it down with Windex. The message couldn't be any clearer now. With my index and the finger right near it, there's this thing called peace. And a lot of people fear it like that thing called beef. That ain't allowed to come near it. If it does, I guarantee that we will serve to unite. If to love, love life, that's word from the wise. Don't fight, take flight like birds in the sky. I take a lot of risks because it doesn't hurt to try. Obviously I'm focused, using both eyes. Vision 20/20/20, cause the third is disguise. Call me Mr. Gina. If you ain't heard, I'm the guy. All jokes aside, we in the same struggle, same bubble, but still causing trouble. An eye for an eye, and nobody recovers unless you switch sides. And everybody's your brother from another mother, but the father's time. Your sisters and your brothers are your partners in crime. We all sisters and brothers. If you think it's systematically, we all raising each other in one way or another. Be smooth, slowly moving on our visions. We never take a day off. We about our business. We trying to make this a better place for kids to live in. We making music that's not abusing. Whoever's listening gotta be smooth. Slowly moving on our visions. We never take a day off. We about our business. We trying to make this a better place for kids to live in. We making music that's not abusing. Whoever's listening gotta be smooth. The youth are the root of our solutions. Praise them, raise them, amazing. Product of environment. I am the result of a generation drift off. Is it my fault? Nah, I ain't getting pissed off. I ain't have the choice as a child, but now I have the voice to empower. The future's in our hands. The sand in the hourglass passes. Used to skip class, now I'm teaching to the masses. Peeking through your glasses, I see where you're coming from. You're either riding on a bus or getting thrown under one. As quick as lightning, but wait until the thunder comes. Cold-hearted souls. So imagine when the summer sun beams through the clouds and hits them in their chest. They notice how every move they make has an effect. We care about your past, but more about what's next. You could be a global mentor for kids in Quebec, or meet a global mentor that lives in Quebec. Give your respect for his intellect. If you practice in hate, well now's the time to stop it. Knowledge is the power, so acknowledge I'm the prophet. We all can learn a little if we take the time to listen. Serve to unite on the worldwide mission. Be smooth, slowly moving on our visions. We never take a day off. We about our business. We trying to make this a better place for kids to live in. We making music that's not abusing. Whoever's listening gotta be smooth. Slowly moving on our visions. We never take a day off. We about our business. We trying to make this a better place for kids to live in. We making music that's not abusing. Whoever's listening gotta be smooth. The only thing that's missing is faith and dedication. The app for those got the whole world waiting. The only thing I ask is for y'all to be patient. Trust me, I'm a doctor that always tends to his patients. They got your brainwashed. The radio's the problem. It got you thinking that sex and drugs is the only answer. My counter argument is action for distractions. I'ma empower the people with my ism rapping. Be smooth, show and prove. Put your city on the map. They'll try to break you down, but don't into the trap. Four church unite, 3 words that might change the world overnight. Yeah, we gotta make it right. Be smooth, slowly moving on our visions. We never take a day off. We about our business. We trying to make this a better place for kids to live in. We making music that's not abusing. Whoever's listening gotta be smooth. Slowly the peace signs in the air for me. We never take a day off. We about our business. We trying to make this a better place for kids to live in. We making music that's not abusing. Whoever's listening gotta be smooth. Be smooth, y'all.
Somebody's like love.
difference to you. Don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.